Hey guys, looks like we're recording. I have not recorded this game in a while. So Ganondorf was just using Zant. I'm gonna turn it low to help him return to the world of light. Yes, he was. Poor Zant. I guess we know now the true nature of that barrier over Hyrule Castle. He's in Hyrule Castle, I'm sure of it. Princess Zelda is in some great danger. We must return to the world of light and hurry to the castle. Sorry about that, Midna, but there's actually still something else I want to do. Luckily, we're all done here, in this dungeon, but there's something else that we still have not done. And that's right, get the 3 Poes. Now, you might be thinking, like, if you haven't played the game before, you might think that they're in the last dungeon, but they're not. I'll tell you that. And you're probably wondering, where the heck are they? It seems like we've explored everywhere in the world. Well, there is one place that we haven't gone to, and it's kind of hidden, so let's go there now. Now, most people consider this to be an easy game. I mean, I already gave my opinion on that, for people who've played a lot of Zelda before, yeah, it is an easy game, relatively, but for people that, came into this game as noobs, like I did my first time, yeah, it's pretty hard. Like, for someone to just pick up and play, I actually think this is kind of a hard game until you get into it. But this is probably, what we're about to do here, this is the place where we lifted the Bridge of Eldin. Well, it left a little staircase here that we can actually go down. And this is by far the hardest thing to do in the game. The name of this place is the Cave of Ordeals. Your power is a gift given to only those with confidence that wield it. I don't really know how to pronounce it. So, we come in, we see an enemy, we'll kill him. It's probably better to be a human for most of this. So this is the area, this cave, this is where the last 3 Poes are. Now the way this place works is that every time you beat an enemy, or all the enemies that are in the room, then you get to go to the next room. So it's just like the Pit of 100 Trials, which I still haven't decided when I'm going to do that, because as hard as this is, the Pit of 100 Trials is harder. Both Paper Mario games that have it. Because it's not 100, it's actually only 50, and you get a break every 10 floors, so that means that there are 45 fighting floors. And that was 2. Oh shit, I should have got my guidebook out, but it's okay, because, there's no way that you can miss the Poes, since the Poes count as enemies that you have to kill. Which means that you can't go through a room until you've killed it. So there's no way you can miss the Poes. Now, you don't have to beat this place. You don't have to beat all 50 floors to get all the Poes. I think that the last floor one is on is like something between 43 and 45. Actually, I'm not even sure if the Poes count as enemies, but even if they didn't, they're not, like, hidden anywhere. So, the reason this is hard is because later on, the enemies get harder. And I mean really hard. The place where it first starts getting hard, I think, is, like, I don't know, when the Redeads start coming up. Like, at first, it's just, Deku Babas. What do we have? We have Skulltulas here. So we're going to see every enemy in the game here, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not sure if we actually do see every... Oh, shield attack's not working. It's a stupid nunchuck motion. It's something that... God, I need to make sure that I'm using the right nunchuck, because one of my nunchucks, the one I'm using right now, the shield motion's pretty effed up. Alright, move it up, that's right, yes, that's right, I said I can move it up, and that somehow works. Yeah, alright. Oh, and we'll finish it. So we didn't actually lose any hearts there, so this is also very time-consuming, but it's one of my favorite things to do in the game, and it's awesome. Now, as you know, I have potions. I have Fairy's Tears, Blue Potion, Rare True Jelly, and and a Fairy. So, and if we run out of potions, then what I'm going to do is, and I also have the Magic Armor with 947 rupees, and you're constantly getting more. Because, that's another thing, none of these enemies will drop hearts. They'll only drop rupees, which are helpful for the magic armor, but not for, directly refilling your health. Now, there are spots where you can dig, where you can be a wolf, go in your senses, and dig. So, and the guidebook says where they all are. I'm just gonna kill them all with the arrow. No need to use the... Yeah, it's been a while since I played, and I was telling myself not to do this, but I did. But the good news is that, yes, the enemies start off easy, and then they get harder, so... Make sure not to finish these guys. It doesn't work so well. I mean, you want to finish them as in kill them, but like don't try to jump attack, so... We've lost 1.5 hearts, and believe me, that's actually more than we wanted to. Now, even though we could have come in here after we beat the Arbiter's Grounds, or whenever, you can't actually, because at the 11th, 21st, 31st, and 41st floors, there's going to be these blockades, which you're going to need the dungeon items to get past. Like, we're going to need the spinner, the ball and chain, the Dominion Rod. Yes, there actually is a place where we use the Dominion Rod in here, and then the double claw shot. So, while you could come in here, and the game doesn't tell you not to until, like, you're already too late. It does offer you a warp out, but it doesn't allow you to any checkpoints, so that's too bad. But just come in here. You can come in here you can finish this place anytime after you beat the City in the Sky. But I chose to wait until I got all 20 hearts. This is a good way to start every room. This is by far the place where the jump attack is most useful. By far. Just because of the way every room starts like that. Oh, did I say jump attack? I meant jump strike, because that's what it's called. Like, Nintendo Capri Sun did get confused at that. I already talked about that. Now, if you're playing the GameCube, you're going to be going to the left every time, I think. Yeah, it doesn't always work, but it's still a good way to start. So now the enemies are getting a little bit tougher. We got some whistle foes here. These guys are definitely the armed bokoblins are the worst enemies that you're going to face early on. I definitely recommend going up and slashing them, because when you do that, they don't have a defense. Because if you try... BRB224 is Skyping me. What does he say? He says, when are you going to record it? Guess what we're talking about? We're talking about my new LP. Ooh-hoo-hoo. And that LP will be, I'll answer the question on here, I will be recorded as soon as I record... Wait a minute, we're already on the 10th floor? No. Yeah, but we are. This is the 10th floor. And talk to her. The way she looks, you'd think that she will heal you, but in fact, she doesn't. However, it's still a good idea to talk to her because of what she does do. She offers you a warp out, and that's definitely not a reason we want to talk to her. But the other thing she does is that she'll release fairies in Ordon Springs. But she'll also give you a hint of like what you'll need to go through here. Like I think she said we need to be able to ride on walls. And see, that's the reason that these claw shots are here. If you accidentally go in, then yeah, those are here so you can get back out. So at first, you know, you might think that they're how you get over there, but no. You can't get over there. All we have here is just Helmosaurus, by the way. Whoa, and these guys. And also, here's a tip. Sometimes in certain rooms later on, when we start getting to the Arbiter's Grounds enemies especially, there are going to be points where, you know, you're going to be walking slower, so make sure that, yeah, you do turn into a wolf. I had the claw shots out. Jeez, I was wondering how I could possibly not have them, but I did. I had them on B. I just wasn't looking on B. Man, these guys usually don't give me that much trouble. Unfortunately, I don't think that the Master Sword of Light helps at all with the non-Twilight enemies. I also don't think that there are any Twilight enemies in here, so that's the only enemies that we're not seeing in here. Twilight enemies and bosses are the only two enemies we're not seeing in here. So it's not like Spirit Tracks where you're actually fighting the boss. In fact, I think the Spirit Tracks one is harder than this. Maybe. So yeah, the door opens, but in order to get over there, we're going to have to use the spinner. Yeah. And that ball and chain, aside from the one room where I said you needed it, it will be useful. We're going to be seeing I told you, we're going to be seeing everything. Next up is a chew, so if you're really out of potions, then you should probably get this just in case, but in most rooms, I think that this might only be because there were other colors to begin with, but they merged. There's one floor really late where there's a golden chew, and it's really hard to get, so, but there are also like blue and red ones, so. I'll answer him. I'll say, after I record TP, which I am doing right now. Let's see if he gets the hint. So, that I'm recording right now. Not a time to talk on Skype. It's often a good idea to take care of some enemies from up high, and we're actually making really good time on this. Which means I'll probably go to the 20th floor before I stop. Wait, does that, like, kill him? Oh, no, it only gets rid of the bubble. Oh man, I forgot that we could use the claw shot, but you know what? This is just as good. I mean, you do want to conserve your supplies, since I'm not sure how easy it is to get more. I think the only place where you can get more arrows is the place in the rooms with the arch guys, the guys that shoot them. It's the only way that you can get more arrows, I think. I'm not sure. Can you do that in this game? I know you can do it in Skyward Sword, but which is awesome. Well, we're almost full on rupees, so but I'm going to save that magic armor until I really need it, which will be, not here. Although I will use the spinner here. Oh, I thought that these were the Goma guys. No, they're these guys. So, no spinner, just spin attacks work. Good thing that the nunchuck motion works okay for spin attacks, just not the shield attack. For some reason it thinks it's up. So, you know, in Skyward Sword, after I got used to it, I really didn't have a problem with it. Oh, usually they kind of roll away, but not that time. Oh shit, I've been losing count of floors, so I'm gonna get the guidebook so I can see in advance, like, if there's gonna be any hearts on the ground. Our first post should be coming up. Oh man, I actually took a hit from one of these. Yeah, this is one of the easier rooms. There's really nothing that should give you a problem here. Unless there's something I can't see. So yeah. Whoa. I think these are Dodongos. I'm not really sure. No, they're not. I thought I saw Dodongo movement, but all this is like... This is just a bunch of keys and rats. Very easy, just a lot of them, that's all. There might be ghoul rats in the mix, although I don't think that comes until later on. The ghoul rats are what's like... yeah, the ghoul rats, I think, come with the Arbiter's Grounds. I think that where are we right now? I think we're still on the... You know, I think we're still in the Forest Temple. We're not still on the Forest Temple. We're on the highest we've gotten so far is the Helmosaurus from the lake bed. We haven't gotten to Arbiter's Grounds yet. I actually kind of like the one from Wind Waker better, just because of the way, and there's our first Poe, because of the way that the scenery changes. I mean, this one's cool too. Yeah, now we're in Arbiter's Grounds, I think, yeah. So they're pretty much 7 dungeons worth of enemies, because the 8th one is all Twilight. Like I said, there's no Twilight enemies here. Yeah, in my opinion, the hardest one is by far the enemies from the 5th dungeon, especially the Freezers. These guys can give you trouble too. And we got a bunch of more enemies to see that we haven't seen yet. Man, why are these guys taking so much abuse? These guys are supposed to be easy. If we were using our sword, it would definitely be easier. I don't think that Wolf Link's dash gains power like Link's sword does, though. You know, when you get the Master Sword. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if it did, so it's understandable that it doesn't, but still. I don't see anything in here. Gorax? No. No, oh, Weavers. Oh man, I wanted to get them all. You know, Spin attack. It's time for a spin attack, or, you know, how about the spinner? Oh, come on! Wow, if they could have just made this go a little faster. And you know the spinner's not in Skyward Sword, you know that big deal I made about it, how, oh, it better be in Skyward Sword, but, you know, I kind of knew it wasn't going to be. But I don't care, because there's so many cool items in that game that I really don't care. Like I said, the Beetle's in there, that's good enough for me. I think I said that the first video I recorded after Skyward Sword. I think this is our first one. Are a bunch of truths going to fall, or is this the only one? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. However, we actually don't... Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just hope I can do this really quickly. I'm going to eat a fairy and then get that blue thing, because the fairy only restores 8. Come on. Yes! We did it! But we just have to make sure now that we know that we don't have insurance, like if we're going to die. Because in the long run, the fairy is really not the best. It just, I mean, yeah, it picks you up when you're dead, but other than that, it's really not. Let's fire a bomb arrow, see how that does. What? Are they immune to that? Odd. Still not gotten over the fact that in Majora's Mask you can't Goron punch the chews. Like you can't. There's a lot of things that are immune to the Goron punch. I hate that. But not Link's sword. Link's sword kick these guys' little squishy butts. So just gonna go on a waving rampage. I'm shaking my arm like, you know, something's wrong with it. Yeah, I think we should almost be at the 20th floor now, so we're getting ready to stop the video. Next time I will have my guidebook with me so I can be more certain about such things. Alright. It's really good I was able to get that blue potion. I was almost certain I was going to fail. What should we put there? What will we need? How about... we could just put, like, regular old bombs. Did we miss something? No, we didn't. You can tell when the door's opening because your Wii Remote rumbles. I'm not sure if it does that on the GameCube. I would assume that it does, but... one thing I really like is that the map actually, like, changes. Like, see here... like, you're going to the south, but, because, like, it makes sense that if you're going right every time, that it would change. Okay, so now we're done with, not 10, but 20 floors. And this great fairy is going to release fairies into the Pharaon Spring. Yeah, from this point on, we need the power of one that can break through massive frozen blocks of ice. Well, we're not going to give up the fight quite yet, so on the next time, we will go to the 21st floor, of course. And that's another way, like, the game's really good about it. Like, even though you're seeing all kinds of enemies, it actually doesn't spoil any enemies. Like, there's no way that you can see an enemy in the Cave of Ordeals that you have not seen somewhere else. Unless you use some glitch, and I'm sure that glitches are possible to, you know, get from the platforms to in the thing. Anyway, let's go. We're almost up to 19 minutes. Bye.